Action Force Desert Rat is the star of this video. If you don't know anything about Desert Rat, then a little quick bio for you. Desert Rat was an original Action Force figure. I'm not going to say completely original because I don't remember exactly what year he came out, but he was part of the original Action Force line. And if you're watching this video, you probably understand that this version of Desert Rat in the Valaverse Action Force line is in the classic color scheme and packaging because this Desert Rat in real life was a fan of the original Action Force, and therefore an homage is the packaging. So you should already know about him. But if you don't and you're new to action figures, you could just easily look that up. Go watch any Analog Toys YouTube video or most of the 3 POA podcast videos or even Valaverse videos. So basically, we have Desert Rat, and he is the only figure that I own besides the Infantry Commando that is not green and black. So that's kind of funny in my collection. So here's the front of the box completely. You see the 14 and up Desert Rat Action Force Valaverse right there. Here is the top, and then Action Force on the side, Action Force logo. Here is the other side. It's easier to show you like this. Number 2 or Series 2, number 7, with that nice artwork, which is looking pretty cool. And then we have the back of the box. So the back of the box shows you the rest of Series 2. You got Rollout, Trigger, Slaughter, Version 2, Duster, the Scarabs, and the Garrison Cavalry. And I just want to go ahead and say that I don't know if I'll be able to get the rest of Series 2, but if I could at least get one more figure, it would be Trigger or maybe the Scarabs. Scarabs are sold out, Trigger's not. The Garrison's available on Amazon. I think it's sold out on Valaverse. Not sure, so you're gonna have to pick. Let me know which one of the Series 2 guys you want to see next, and maybe I shall try to pick those up. With that being said, here is the Desert Rat bio. Go ahead and read that. I think it's pretty awesome, simply said. We have Tony Roberts, and that's all you need to know, because you can read the rest on your own. 2 more action points. We get the Valaverse. Go follow them, Valaverse.com. Nothing on the bottom as always. We're going to go ahead and open this up and show you the figure and his accessories outside the packaging. So here he is outside the box with his backpack on, just to show you that he can stand without a stand, as well as having his backpack on. So he is the first figure that I have that comes with a backpack. I have the Delta Trooper, but that does not come with the backpack. The gear pack does. So he is my second backpack in my collection, and this backpack is bigger, and I will go ahead and show you that in a minute. But getting into the figure himself, it looks like this figure is going to be the grounds to making the Desert Trooper, which was shown off officially on Instagram yesterday at the time of me making this video. Today is the 3rd of January. So yeah, basically it looks like he uses the torso that might be reused for the Desert Trooper. And by that I mean the color scheme, because of course all of their torsos are exactly the same except for maybe Slaughter's torso. Well, no, all the figures are the same torso wise. So he has the rolled up sleeves, which I quite like, and then of course the tattoo that is a very long sleeve that he has. I believe it goes all the way up his bicep. Maybe not quite that far, but captured very nicely. To me, it kind of looks like stained glass for some reason. But yeah, if you want a better look at that, you can just go watch Analog Toys and you'll see it in almost every video. So we have the watch on this side. Now I kind of wish the watch face was painted different color, or the watch was turned. I know why the watch is right there, but when you try to get them to look at the watch, it's kind of hard to see because the watch is too far down. But it's beside the point. Besides that, the figure, we have the head sculpt, which I think it's not capturing it on camera very well because it's getting washed out by the light. But it is definitely darker in person than it is on camera. I wish I could show you, but I don't feel like messing with the camera. So the hair looks good. The face looks like the real life Tony Roberts, and I don't know what else to say about it. The paint is nice. Looks like there's no quality control issues except maybe right there at the top. And then that side right there where the hairline is looks a little unpainted, but what do you expect for the price of this figure, of course. So the rest of the design I quite like. I know I say I like every Action Force figure I have, but that's true. I do like every Action Force figure I have, and I think all of their designs are just unique enough to be great. And they don't have nearly as many quality control issues as Hasbro does. So I can't complain at all. So moving on to the legs. Wow. So the legs, they are not your traditional combat boots and pants tucked in. They are, I can't remember the name of them, but they are the boots where the pants are over them, which I like, which leads to a new mold for the bottom half. But he kind of looks like a military contractor with the style pants he has, the more traditional cargo pants instead of the combat pants, even though they are exactly the same except for the feet. And that means he has no cut here. Can't think of it right now for some reason. He has no shin swivel. Anyways, I can't think today. Bear with me, guys. I just worked all morning and can't think straight. So here we have on the vest, we have everything that the normal vest comes with that has been reused a bunch, except for we have that flag there, and it's in its bright, glorious colors. So belt being the same, radio same, everything is the same as other figures, except it has new paint apps, and it is a completely new head sculpt, as of Series 2 anyways. So I like the green. I don't know, once again, what this is called. I want to call it a smock, but whatever it actually is called. It has nice printing, and it is green, which breaks up, just like the watch and the other bracelet, breaks up the pattern of the all sort of light. It's not really like tan, but it's more like a really light sand color, which of course would make sense because this is Desert Rat. So there's not too much to talk about in terms of the figure. The articulation is the same as every other figure. It's not hindered in any other way except for the fact that you can't swivel the bottom half of his leg because he doesn't have a boot cut. That's what I was looking for earlier. So the knees are different because the knee pads, obviously there's no knee pads, at least on the outside. So it is more uniformed. These could be swapped over to any figure, and I'm sure people are going to have a blast with the lower half and even the upper half of this figure. You could do so much with it, except for maybe the arms. The tattoo is definitely unique, but I'm sure some people can find a way to take that off. So yeah, that's my pretty much quick look at the figure himself, and getting into the weapons and then the backpack. We have his custom M4 with removable mag, comes in silver, and then we have the rest of it in a darker tan, which is the same as his vest. The only thing different about this in toy form is it doesn't have a laser. It is the same as the other ones that I have. One of them came with the what's it called? Crimson Technology, or Crimson Shadow Technologies. Yeah, that's what it's called. Anyways, the 10 that comes with so many weapons. This is the exact same without the laser. And so there's that. Not much else to say. I really like it. The silver contrasts well with the black and the tan. Without the silver, I feel like it would be a little bit bland. like this pistol here. We have all black, looks like the molding for the SIG, which I believe if you watch one of his videos, he does explain this, but I could be wrong. So here's the backpack, which is my favorite accessory at the moment. This might have been the same backpack that comes in the backpack accessory pack, where it comes with several, but I never got to pick that up. It sold out. So not sure if this is a new color or anything like that. The only thing that I hate about the backpacks is they don't have as many paint apps. Like, some of these straps should be different colors, which would be nice, but that's what you get for the price of the figure and everything it comes with. Otherwise, they would be cost cutting elsewhere. So this does open up, and as you can tell, or if you can tell on camera, it is molded to the side, which I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that, but it does fit really nicely to get it out of the way of the radio. Well, of course, this moves, so you got to bear with that. So it gives it that nice look there. So let me stand them back up real quick, if you can bear with me. So opening it up, we get more space than I believe any other backpack. And if you can actually see in there or not, you kind of can't see the bottom. But it's a normal backpack size, I believe. And then you get the extra space from this pack right here that you can put smaller accessories in. So I'm sure like the magazines, the comm pouches, things like that will fit in there. Not comm pouches, what am I talking? The radio earpieces will fit in there nicely, and then you will have the extra space of the normal part of it for extra hands or carrying more magazines, or maybe a couple pistols that don't come with the figure and things like that. And let me try to give you 1 second. Okay, here we go. So this is what I was trying to do on camera, but ended up just doing it off camera. Trying to put the weapon in there and kit them out completely. So I do appreciate the fact that the knife and the extra magazines already come pre-attached to the vest, so you don't have to go ahead and put that in there and pull it out of the plastic when you get the figure. So that's quite nice, but I wanted to kit him out completely. So as you can see, he can hold every accessory. Granted, he doesn't come with much, except for his extra hands. He can hold probably one set of hands in the bag, but I don't think he can hold all of them because there is a lot. But then again, why would you need him to hold all the hands? So the only bad thing about the backpack, like I mentioned, was the paint, and then the fact that this version doesn't have, it's molded in there instead of the usable strap that you could use to have him hold it. So he actually can't hold the backpack, which kind of sucks, unless you want him to hold it by the handle, or the peg that pegs into his back, which is, somewhat unrealistic. So here he is. And then I have one gripe that I want to point out with Action Force in general that I haven't mentioned before in my other videos. The trigger fingers are cool, and you can't have a military figure without them, but the problem with them is they don't seem to want to sit right in hand. So if you look, it looks like it's fine, but when you go to put it in there, like the weapon in the hand, his pointer finger's trigger finger wants to sort of sit out more than it should, which could lead to tearing, but it just doesn't seem to want to go in the way I want it to. And maybe that's because it's such a tight space, because if you look, if it'll focus, it's not focusing. Come on, focus. Sorry. Anyways, you get the idea. The hand's kind of weird. If you know what I'm talking, or if you have a figure, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's a problem with every Action Force figure. I don't know how they would fix it, but that's just a problem I'm having. And then I've already mentioned my other complaints in other videos. If you watch those, I don't have that many. Overall, I think this is probably a 9 out of 10 figure with some subtle articulation. Well, all of the figures I've reviewed are probably 9 out of 10, with the exception of that one point being taken off for the articulation that I don't like, that I would like to be changed, and it's very minor. So I always forget to mention, these figures do come with a stand. I don't really use them. This one's, excuse me guys, kind of hiccuping here. So he comes with the same basic stand as every other normal non-exclusive figure, although it would have been awesome to get that stand in either a red, a white, or a blue, molding because of the classic packaging, and just it would have added to the homage, and this figure would have stood out even more on your shelf. So there you go. So real quick size comparisons, as you're probably wanting to see. Of course, he is on the same body as every other figure. I don't know if the boots are exactly the same height, so I guess we'll find out. So here he is compared to my sort of kit bashed Steel Brigade, which I regret doing entirely. I broke the weapon stock, and then I couldn't quite get the back to close. I even went and watched one of Tony's videos to try and get the vest, well, to get tips for the vest. The top won't peg in all the way. I've tried. I've heated it up. I've done everything that you can do for it, and then it won't peg in all the way. So I'm just going to have to accept that now. It was pegged in all the way until I took it off the Steel Brigade body. So I might just buy another Steel Brigade and then just use this one. I might still swap this Night Ops for a different figure. Anyways, I might use this body for heavy weapons. This is the only figure, I know I'm ranting, but I just want to say real quick, the only figure I don't have with a gear pack is this Delta Trooper, and I really wanted them to have something on them, so I went ahead and did that. And the Night Ops Steel Brigade looks better without the gear, in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the Night Ops Steel Brigade without the gear. So I've got him standing right there on the left side of the screen, Desert Rat in the middle, my custom Steel Brigade on the right. And my Night Ops looks great with that MP5. I think he looks good with the Spec Ops head without the vest. He just kind of looks like, I don't know, I kind of like him like that. And then I gave him the backpack from the Delta Trooper, so I guess that's a quick little comparison there. They are almost exactly the same. Almost exactly the same, except for the added extra bits. But I think the depth might be, it's hard to do when they're on their back. They might be the same size as far as storage goes, with the exception of the added section that makes the bigger one deeper. So there's those guys, and then we have the only other sort of trooper I have. He's on a stand, so I gotta take him off real quick. The Infantry Commando, which I really like this guy, maybe because he breaks up the color scheme. Let me go ahead and move this guy out the way. So here he is. He's the only guy that I have that has light colored boots as well, which I quite like. So Infantry Commandos and Desert Rat fit very nice together. They would probably work in a battle scenario, except for I kind of think the light color of Desert Rat doesn't really go well with the darker color of the Infantry Commando, especially because the Infantry Commando has a lot more green on his camouflage, but that's besides the point. You could swap. They look cool. I do like this, one's green and one being that light color. That's almost the same color as Blowback. So he is, also forgot to mention, Desert Rat is one of 3 core figures I own. The other 2 being, sorry, they were not standing. The other 2 being Sergeant Slaughter and Blowback. And Blowback and Sergeant Slaughter, I will go ahead and do a size comparison with them if I don't knock everything over in the process. So here's the Sergeant, who I think looks great next to Desert Rat. Sure, they would get along great in real life, or maybe not so much. Maybe Sergeant Slaughter would just hound the crap out of Desert Rat. If these would sit right, if I could ever get these to sit right, I would display them with them more. I can never get those to sit right. I hate it. So there is my Blowback with a different rifle, and then the rest of them. They scale well, as they should. Even with knees bent, all that, they still look appropriate. Don't really have much to say. Let me correct the frame. Sorry about that. So, I just wanted to say that is my review of the Desert Rat Series 2 of Action Force by Valaverse figure. After this, I'm going to film my Heavy Weapons Steel Brigade pack and let you know how I feel about that. And that will be the extent of my Action Force until something new comes out, or I find it in me to go ahead and pull the trigger on some more figures from the line. because at the moment I've spent about $300 on them, which is just not healthy for my bank account. And as cool as they are, when I get them, I don't know what to do with them. I want to kit bash them, but at the same time, it's kind of like Bobby says, like the figures are made to be the figure and not really more. So besides the gear packs that they come with, I don't really can't bring myself to go ahead and do that, to kit bash all of them. So that being said, thank you all for watching. If you had any problems, complaints, or anything that you liked about this video different than other videos, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Go ahead and comment anything you would like. I'll reply. I will probably not reply immediately, but I will reply within the first couple days, most likely. So thank you for watching once again, and if you want to see more Action Force from me, go ahead and sub and comment what else you would like to see from the Action Force line. If you don't know me, I don't collect in order at all. I don't collect every figure in the wave just to show you the whole wave like every other YouTuber does, in my opinion. It's not great. Also not healthy for the bank account once again. So I won't be doing that unless maybe I have the funds in the future to go ahead and give you a whole wave. I'm looking forward to the Desert Trooper, and I will be buying him when he comes out, supposedly spring of this year, and I will be looking forward to the vehicle wave as well. So you will be expecting those. I'll buy at least one vehicle from the wave, and I will be buying the Desert Trooper, hopefully 2 of those, and the gear packs respectively. So go ahead and look out for those. Turn the notifications on if you want. I'm going to have all these videos upload sometime soon. Maybe not all at once or one by one per day. Maybe once or twice a week. Depends on what I feel like doing. Okay, so this video is getting too long. So anyways, you already know what to do. I'm going to go ahead and go. You guys have a good day. Thank you for watching again.